Hello and welcome to the newspaper analysis program by Sambad Bisleshana program for the week ending 10th July 2020. Today's talk will be in bilingual, that is both in English and Odia. So Prime Minister Modi inaugurated a 750 megawatt solar project in Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh. Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh has got its name from the river Narmada. River Narmada is also known as Rewa, and river Narmada flows through the Rewa district of Madhya Pradesh. So the name of the solar power project is Rewa Ultra Mega Solar Limited, RUMSL. It is a 750 megawatt solar project inaugurated by the Prime Minister, and it is spread across 1590 hectare land. Okay, and it is a joint venture of Madhya Pradesh Urja Vikas Nigam Limited, MPU VNL, and Solar Energy Corporation of India, SECI. Okay, and the target of MNRE, that is the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Last video re koithili who is the Minister of Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, that is Dr. R.N. Singh. R.N. Singh is the Minister of MNRE, Independent Charge. Okay, and the target of MNRE, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, is to produce 175 gigawatt solar power by the end of 2020. Almost 90 gigawatt by the year 2020. India is producing almost 90 gigawatt power from the renewable energy sources. And which is the largest solar park or the solar power plant in the world? It is situated in Bhadla district of Rajasthan, which is producing 2245 megawatt of solar power. So the next main point is July 11 is observed by the United Nations as World Population Day. The United Nations observe every year July 11th as the World Population Day. The United Nations first observed 5 billion day when the world's population reached 5 billion. The United Nations observed 5 billion day on July 11, 1987. And based on this theme, the United Nations Development Programme, that is the UNDP, declared to observe July 11th as World Population Day every year from the year 1989. So officially, the World Population Day was first declared to be observed from July 11th, 1989. Okay. So the theme of this year's World Population Day was how to safeguard the health and rights of women and girls now amid the pandemic is this year's themes. Okay. So United Nations observe World Population Day every year in order to raise awareness about the effects of population explosion throughout the world. Okay. The issues related to health, related to unemployment, related to food crisis are the effects of population explosion throughout the world, and it is a day observed to raise awareness for those related issues. The main point is China opens security office in Hong Kong to implement controversial law. As you all know, just few days back, China implemented a very controversial, draconian law, security law in Hong Kong. And what is the history of Hong Kong? Actually, Hong Kong was a special administrative region. It was in China, but they had some, Hong Kong had some autonomous powers. Okay, and it was controlled by the United Kingdom. Hong Kong region was controlled by the United Kingdom since 1842 to 1997, and on the year 1997 British administration transferred Hong Kong to China on some special conditions, that is one country two system condition. Okay, and under this one country two system condition, two cities, that is Hong Kong and Macau, they became special administrative regions. Okay, there was a Sino-British joint declaration registered with the UN on 12 June 1985, It was the bilateral agreement, international agreement between United Kingdom and China that ensured Hong Kong with autonomy, rights of freedom. They had their own economic and administrative systems, Hong Kong, and they had certain freedoms which are curtailed by the China with its new national security law. And it criminalizes any act of secession, subversion. You cannot question the government regarding its wrong policies. Nobody can raise his voice against the government's policies. Okay, and under this controversial national security law, China banned Joshua Wong's. He is a 23-year-old Hong Kong activist. Okay, 23-year-old. It's very young activist who is actually working and fighting for Hong Kong's freedom since a long time. And China banned his books. Okay, under this controversial national security law. And latest book of Joshua Wong's was on free speech, the threat to global democracy and why we must act now. Questions may come regarding, suppose question will come, this is the name of the book and who is the author of this book, and you have to answer such questions. And several countries have expressed their displeasure or the disagreement over the draconian law that was passed by China. And several countries, like the Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, he actually suspended its extradition treaty with Hong Kong. Extradition treaty mane suppose gote country re amar jemti Vijay Mallya je ki prevention of money laundering act re convicted, सी एबे यूनाइटेड किंगडम रे सी एबे लुचिचंदी. सो एक्सट्राडिशन ट्रीटी माने गोटे कंट्री रु आ गोटे कंट्री कोनोसी क्रिमिनल केबा कोनोसी टेररिस्ट कन्विक्टेड को से ट्रांसफर करिवा इज एक्सट्राडिशन ट्रीटी. And Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister of Australia, suspended its extradition treaty with Hong Kong. Similarly, Prime Minister of UK, Boris Johnson, also expressed his displeasure about this law, and he has offered Hong Kong residents the UK national citizenship. Okay, and it is called as British National Overseas BNO citizens. Okay, what is British National Overseas citizenship? That means BNOs माने BNOs passport जहाँ पाकर थिबो से गोटे 5 year visa ताकू मिलिबो to work or to live in to stay in United Kingdom, and after 5 years he can apply for permanent residency in British. Okay, in Britain. And USA SMT imposed sanctions on Hong Kong and withdrew special status, halting defense exports and restricting the territory's access to high technology products. And US also penalizes banks which do business with Chinese officials. Okay. So India China agree on complete disengagement of troops from eastern Ladakh. ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ କିଛି ଦିନ ପୂର୍ବରୁ there was a dispute in the Indo-China border, and the Chinese troops actually tried to capture some of the strategic positions over the LAC, that is the line of actual control on the Indo-China border. And these 4 points were Galwan Valley, जोटी की 20 soldiers ଆମର Indian soldiers martyr ହେଇଥିଲେ, and more than 40 soldiers were killed. Chinese soldiers were killed through this class. And Gogra Hot Springs and Finger, 4 areas in Pangang So Lake. And these 4 positions that Chinese troops tried to occupy. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, accompanied by his CDS, that is General Bipin Rawat, and Indian Army Chief MM Narawane, they visited one of the forward locations over on LAC, that is Nimu, okay, to boost the morale of our soldiers, the ITBP Jawans. And question may come, which river flows across Nimu region in Leh Ladakh? That is Indus River. केते गुडे जिनस हमकु किछिटा जनरल सेंस हमकु अप्लाई करियो पड़िबो क्वेश्चन रो आंसर देला बेले. आमे जानचे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी गोटे सिंधु पूजा कले जो निमु रीजन को जतले जाइथिले, सेठी गोटे सिंधु पूजा कले सिंधु माने it is Sindhu is nothing but the name of the river Indus okay सिंधु वर्ड रु आमे जो हिंदू कहूचे that is the Indus Valley civilization एटा exist एटा आसीची so next point is India China agree on complete disengagement सेटा जदि हम कंटिन्यू करिवा हम देखिबा चाइना रो केते कंट्रीज सहित इंटरनेशनल बॉर्डर्स रहिछि so China shares its international borders with 14 nations 14 sovereign states and it has one of the longest total international border total international border माने total number of countries सहित केतेटा international border अछि हम जदि मिसेइबा तार लेंथ को चाइना होची सबटु हाईएस्ट लैंड बॉर्डर international border ता पाखरे अछि that is 22,117 kilometers long land border and it has got land border with 14 nations that is like Nepal, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. It has got border with Mongolia, Russia and here is in the eastern side is North Korea and Laos, Myanmar, Bangladesh, not Bangladesh actually, but this Myanmar, Laos and Vietnam. Okay, it has got land border with 14 nations and ପାଖାପାଖି ବହୁତ ଗୁଡେ countries ସହିତ ଆର land border disputes ରହୁଛି and not only that it has also got territorial disputes in the South China Sea ମାନେ water body ରେ ବି ତାର disputes ରହୁଛି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ଦେଶ ମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ and these are the 6 nation Southeast Asian nations ଯାହା ସହିତ ତାର water disputes ରହିଛି ଯେମିତି କି Philippines ହେଇଗଲା Indonesia ହେଇଗଲା Malaysia and Vietnam Taiwan and ଏଇ जो ଆମର ଯେମିତି ଦେଖିବା ଏଇ जो इंडोनेशिया किंबा ଆମର मलेशिया फिलिपाइंस एगुड़ा सब आर्किपेलागो कहती आर्किपेलागो इज ए ग्रुप ऑफ आइलैंड्स आमे देखंतु एठी जेंति कि फिलिपाइंस हेगला फिलिपाइंस तार विभिन्न आइलैंड्स माने अछि माने स्कैटर्ड हेकरी विभिन्न आइलैंड्स माने अछि ए टोटल टा होची फिलिपाइंस ए टोटल रीजन टा हम कहि परिबा फिलिपाइंस सेमती इंडोनेशिया is spread over this region total is spread over this region okay so archipelago is a group of island so Sri Lanka and Maldives eliminate measles and rubella it is the first two countries in the World Health Organization Southeast Asia region to do so. Southeast Asia माने आमे जेमती एटी देखितले चाइना रो साउथ एंड इंडिया रो साउथ ईस्ट पोर्शन को आमे कहबा साउथ ईस्ट एशिया रीजन ओके सो rubella disease is caused by rubella virus it is also known as German measles disease or a 3-day measles disease and measles it is a well known disease it is caused by the virus paramyxovirus okay and measles and rubella initiative MNR initiative was launched in 2001 and it is a global partnership led by the American Red Cross Organization, United Nations Foundation, Center for Disease Control and Prevention and UNICEF and WHO. ये जो पांचटा organization मिसिकी MNR measles and rubella initiative 2001 launch करते and the motive of this initiative was no child throughout the world should die out of these two diseases. So the next newspaper headline is Madhya Pradesh CM seeks GI tag for basmati rice. What is GI tag? GI is a geographical indication. It is actually a name or sign used on certain products which corresponds to a specific geographical location or origin. Okay, and here are few examples of the products which has got GI tag by the government of India. That is Odisha is famous for its rasgulla and hence Odisha rasgulla, Kolhapuri chappal, Banarasi sarees and Darjeeling tea. It is actually the first product to have got GI tag in India एंड जमती आम जानते कि वेस्ट बेंगल और ओडिशा भितर गोटे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट थिला कि रसगुल्ला माने ओरिजिन कोठू वेस्ट बेंगल ना ओडिशा रे सो ओडिशा गॉट द जीआई टैग फॉर रसगुल्ला and India as a member of the World Trade Organization enacted the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999 and GI tags have been geographical indicators have been defined under Article 22(1) of the WTO Agreement on trade related aspects of intellectual properties rights TRIPS agreement ये सब कितने गुडे पॉइंट हमको मन रखिया पड़ियो it is very important for examination point of view and this is the GI tag number 612 एटा जोटा कि ओडिशा रो रसगुल्ला पई मिलथिला ओडिशा रसगुल्ला हमें देखि परिबा एटा होची जीआई टैग गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया रो जो सर्टिफिकेट ओडिशा रसगुल्ला पई मिल so the next point is Ethiopia unrest death toll rises to 239 Ethiopia gote East African country and there have been protests and ethnic violence over the week that erupted in Ethiopia over the murder of a famous singer from the Oromo ethnic group. The name of the singer is Hakalu Hundisha and since he was murdered, so the Oromo ethnic group started violence in Ethiopia and that resulted in 239 people, the death of 239 people. And do you know which is the capital of Ethiopia? That is Addis Ababa. And you must also know the the current prime minister of Ethiopia, that is Abiy Ahmed, is the Nobel Prize winner of peace in 2019. Okay, and actually gote country Eritrea जोटा कि 20 वर्ष इथियोपिया सहित तांकर वार थिला and the prime minister Abiy Ahmed visited this country to end the state of conflict between two countries जहाँ ପାଇଁ कि तांको Nobel Peace Prize मिलला 2019 so आज ପାଇଁ एतिकी for more informative videos ए channel को subscribe करंतु okay thank you